Welcome to Gotmark76. This week we have a great show lined up for you today, including our feature main event, as Andre the Giant defends the World Wrestling Federation Championship against Don the Rock Muraco. With so much to discuss, let's dive right in. This week in the AWA, Jerry Lawler notified his fans that he would be taking a few weeks away from action. He injured himself during that match last week against Curt Hennig, in which he lost the AWA World title. It is nothing serious, it does not require surgery, but he does need a few weeks to recover from neck and back injuries. He, of course, will be granted a world title rematch upon his return, whenever that may be. Also this week in the AWA and World Class Championship Wrestling, the Fantastics have made their challenge to the Midnight Rockers for the AWA World Tag Team Championship. You will not want to miss that match when it happens. Our feature contest this week centers around three of the top contenders to Kerry Von Erich's World Class Heavyweight title, Iceman King Parsons, Hollywood John Tatum, and number one contender Terry Funk, as they take on in six-man tag team action, Kerry and Kevin Von Erich and gentleman Chris Adams. Let's head down the ringside. And fans, I will try to do my best to call this action. This is a six-man tornado tag team match, as the Von Erich brothers, Kerry and Kevin, are teaming with gentleman Chris Adams to take on Terry Funk, Iceman King Parsons, and Hollywood John Tatum. It's Kevin and Tatum going at it, Funk and Adams going at it on the ring, and now on the outside you have Iceman Parsons tossing the World Class Heavyweight Champion Kerry Von Erich. These two men no strangers to each other. Iceman Parsons, a former friend of the Von Erichs, as Funk has Adams pinned, and the kick out at one by Chris Adams. The action on the outside, Kerry and Parsons going at it. All three of these men, legitimate top contenders to Kerry Von Erich's World Class Heavyweight title. Terry Funk had an opportunity a couple weeks ago, and he came out on the short end of that matchup. But Hollywood John Tatum and Iceman Parsons, they will hopefully get their shot somewhere down the line. And this matchup here, a good opportunity to wear out Kerry Von Erich, and Adams saw that Kerry was in trouble and is coming to the aid of the modern day warrior, who rams ahead of Parsons into the concrete floor here in Las Vegas. And Von Erich firing away on Parsons, and I think gentleman Chris Adams caught some shrapnel as Kerry throws ahead of Iceman Parsons in the ring post, and I think that busted open Iceman King Parsons. Von Erich, Kerry climbing the top rope, he leaps, and an elbow drop to the concrete floor. Lands and connects on Iceman Parsons, and Kevin now joining the fun. He's going after Iceman too. It's almost as if it's a personal vendetta. Kerry going after Iceman, Adams went after Iceman, and now Kevin and Kerry double teaming Iceman. As John Tatum recovering on the outside, that might be a mistake, as it could give Funk and Tatum a chance to go 2-on-1 against Chris Adams, but no. Tatum going over to the Von Erichs as Funk climbs the top rope. Could it be that moonsault? It is! Oh no! Well scouted by Chris Adams. Gets the knees up. And a savant kick! The super kick takes down Funk. The referee counts 1, 2, and a kick out of 2 by Funk. And here's that double team I was talking about earlier, as the Von Erichs having their way with Parsons on the outside, but now Funk and Tatum having their way with Adams, and they powerbomb to the concrete floor. Von Erich now in the ring for the first time since the very beginning of this matchup. And now Kerry and Funk going at it again. Adams and Tatum going at it. Parsons having his way with Kevin. It's about to be a 2-on-1 situation. No, I spoke too soon. Wow, what a wild match this is as Funk sets up Kerry for a pile driver and spikes him down. Will that be enough to put away the Von Erichs and Adams? Funk hooks the leg two, and a kick out of two by Kerry. Oh, and Kevin in the ring and leaps. Another elbow drop to Parsons on the outside. Man, what a wild Pier 6 brawl this is. In the AWA and World Class Championship Wrestling. And now Funk working the leg of Kerry Von Erich. Man, someone's getting busted open. I can't see it here. There's blood flying everywhere as Adams and Tatum going at it. And Parsons with a little bit of offense against Kevin Von Erich. Off the ropes is Kerry, and nails a big right hand to Funk. Kerry in the ring. Him and Funk are the legal men. The referee keeping his attention on the two men in the ring. All this action on the outside. A power bomb by Parsons takes down Kevin. As Adams working over, Kerry's on top, 1, 2, broken up by Parsons. Oh, and the Greco-Roman figure to the eye by Kerry. And he slams the head of Parsons to the mat. Funk's not moving. Now Adams back into the ring. Adams going after Funk. Kerry going after Parsons. And Tatum currently in control over Kevin. Kerry drapes Parsons across the top rope. Funk now working the leg of Adams. So much action here. An elbow drop misses by Funk as Adams rolled out of the way. Kerry and Parsons exchanging blows. And Adams chasing Funk to the outside. Parsons and Kerry now the legal men in the ring. When I say legal, I mean the two men that the referee is paying attention to. This action on the outside, there are no countouts here. As Tatum setting up Kevin. What's he have in store? Savant kick! Tatum nails Kevin with a savant kick. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, and 3! And Hollywood John Tatum, Terry Funk, and Iceman King Parsons have won this 6-man brawl. What a match this was. Here are some highlights. Matches like this may need 2 officials. There was so much to keep your eye on. I mean, during the duration of this match, Parsons had his trouble. There's Adams blocking the moonsault by Funk, but Parsons took a beating by the Von Erich brothers. And I thought it was all over there. A savant kick, a super kick if you will. But Funk able to kick out, and Funk, of course, and Kerry Von Erich, no strangers to each other. As Funk, the #1 contender to the World Class Heavyweight title.
Here are your winners.
Fans, don't go away. We have much more. This week in the NWA saw a big battle between 2 of the top contenders to the World Tag Team Championships as the Powers of Pain took on Kevin Sullivan and Rick Steiner. The winners of this match were set to take on the World Tag Team Champions on June 9th's Clash of the Champions Miami Mayhem. Pay close attention as we cover these highlights. Now watch as Kevin Sullivan is set to start off against the Barbarian, but he immediately makes a tag to Rick, and Rick enters the ring, and you will notice a pattern, a trend if you will, during the highlights of this matchup as Rick Steiner going to work against the Barbarian. Steiner would have the Barbarian set up in the corner and then go after the Warlord to try and make this match very short. Sweet, to the point, of course, the Powers of Pain riding big momentum from their victory over the Road Warriors a couple weeks back. And there was a big boot by the Barbarian, went for the cover, almost got a count of 3. Steiner kicked out at the last possible second. Of course, the Warlord came in and he continued to batter down Rick Steiner. And you notice these pinfall attempts by the Powers of Pain, Kevin Sullivan did not try once to break up the pinfalls. The Warlord with a big slam on Steiner again. Watch this, the referee going for the cover. Steiner was able to kick out at one, but no save, no attempt of a save by Kevin Sullivan. And I think at some point in this match, Rick Steiner knew that he was in this for himself. There he tries to put away the Warlord with a small package, but it was actually the Bulldog on the second turnbuckle that did the trick and won the match for Rick Steiner and Kevin Sullivan, who will now earn a World Tag Team title match against the Four Horsemen at the Clash of the Champions. So Rick Steiner and Kevin Sullivan set to meet Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson June 9th, right here on Gotmark76, Clash of the Champions Miami Mayhem. But this next highlight of this week in the NWA is one of the things I love most about my job. Last week on this very program, we saw the World Heavyweight Champion Nature Boy Ric Flair get himself counted out in a world title defense against a total package Lex Luger. Well, he said he ran from no man and he would defend the world title against anybody at any time. But when the push came to shove, Ric Flair left the match and got himself counted out, of course. The NWA title does not change hands on a countout. So this week, Nature Boy Ric Flair took on Cruel Connection number 1. Let's go to some highlights of that matchup. So there's the bell, and this match was supposed to be a warm-up for Nature Boy Ric Flair, maybe a match that he would not walk out of, as the caliber of opponent is not that of a total package Lex Luger, as we saw last week on the program. Flair with the early advantage. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking Ric Flair is going to have a cakewalk, and that's what this match was until about midway through, when Cruel Connection number 1 had Ric Flair reeling. Flair, of course, realizing that he was in trouble, dug down deep. He climbed the top rope, and of course he made a crossbody. Well, or not. Got caught off the top. Watch this. Cruel Connection goes for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out barely by Flair before 3. Flair would mount a comeback. Again, this was supposed to be a warm-up match set for him by his manager, J.J. Dillon, to regain his confidence after walking out on Lex Luger last week. Ric Flair had Cruel Connection number 1 all set up with a suplex, and now here comes a pile driver spiking down Cruel Connection number 1, but Flair gets distracted. Something was said over the loudspeaker system, and watch this, in the ring, sneaking up behind Ric Flair and the official, is none other than the total package Lex Luger. Luger hits Flair, puts Flair in the torture rack. The referee still distracted by what's going on in the entranceway. Luger puts Flair down, and watch this, the biggest victory in the history of Cruel Connection number 1. He pins the World Heavyweight Champion after interference from the total package Lex Luger. Now, that was Lex Luger getting a measure of revenge against the World Heavyweight Champion. Of course, the title was not on the line against Cruel Connection number 1. He's not even a top contender. But this was payback for the total package Lex Luger getting screwed out of the world title here last week on Gotmark76. We have just been informed that the very next opportunity for Lex Luger will come very soon. In fact, 2 days from now, this Wednesday night in Chicago, Lex Luger will have another opportunity at Nature Boy Ric Flair for the NWA World Heavyweight title. Now, this is not going to be a show that's broadcast here on the Gotmark76, but our cameras will be there just in case anything were to go down, in the event, maybe, that Lex Luger even walks out new World Heavyweight Champion. Stay tuned for more. Without further ado, let's head to this week's feature matchup in the NWA, as Sting defends the NWA World TV title against Larry Zabisco. Larry Zabisco making his way to the ring in a short period of time, in fact, almost a month to the day, Larry Zabisco is no stranger to Sting. When Sting won the World TV title in Philadelphia on April 30th, he defeated Larry Zabisco in that tournament to make it to the finals. Zabisco getting an opportunity here, and ironically, the man that Sting defeated in the finals, Al Perez, and Larry Zabisco have formed a tag team. They are being managed currently by Gary Hart, and we should all keep an eye on that situation. Gary Hart, no stranger to this business, a very talented manager and a very smart man. And you add the intellect of Larry Zabisco and the Latin heartthrob Al Perez, and that makes a very dangerous combination. And here comes the NWA World Television Champion Sting as he makes his way to the ring here in Miami. Of course, we will be back in Miami next month for the Clash of the Champions, Miami Mayhem. That is coming your way on June 9th on the Gotmark76 channel. Let's head to ringside for the introductions to this match.
Introducing the challenger from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 264 pounds, the living legend, Larry Z. And introducing the champion from Venice Beach, California, weighing in at 275 pounds. He is the Non-Stop Wrestling Alliance World Television Champion, King.
Sting, of course, just winning that World TV title. Last month, he has been defending it all over the country, on TV and in the local arenas, our non-televised events as well. The referee calls for the bell, and away we go. We are all set here. The World TV title on the line as Sting takes over Zabisco, trying to put the match away early. Goes for the cover, one, and the kick out at one by Zabisco. Zabisco needs to be careful. He does not want to lose this opportunity so early. I mean, he doesn't want to lose it at all, but it would be embarrassing if he lost this match that soon. That Sting with a gorilla press slam, and down to the mat goes Zabisco. Sting now climbing the top rope. He's looking to put this match away early. He leaps, an elbow drop from the top rope. Does not go for the cover. Sting inflicting more punishment. Has a submission maneuver locked in on Larry Zabisco. Sting staying on top. This match has been all Sting in the early going here. Of course, this match has a 20-minute time limit. The timekeeper is at ringside. Zabisco has Sting up on his shoulders. Zabisco now making a comeback. And a beautiful shoulder breaker by Zabisco takes down Sting. And for the first time in this matchup, Sting is in trouble. Zabisco goes for the cover. Will we have a new TV champion? 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 by Sting. Sting throws Zabisco into the turnbuckle. I think it's too soon for a Stinger splash. Throws Zabisco across the ring, runs, charges, and I'm wrong! Stinger splash in the corner! Sting goes for the cover! Will that be it? Referee counts 1, 2, and 3! And Sting has retained the World Television title! Here are some highlights from the contest. Sting defeating Larry Zabisco. I think this was quicker than the time that he beat Zabisco in the TV title tournament. Don't let Larry hear me say that. But your winner and still World TV Champion Sting, he put him away. There it was, the Stinger Splash. There's a better angle. Look at that. Nails him with a Stinger Splash. Rolls over Zabisco and gets the pinfall. Sting is riding the momentum.
Here is your winner, and still non-stop wrestling Alliance World Television Champion, King.
We'll be back with more. Don't go away. So Sting with a successful NWA TV title defense against Larry Zabisco, and one has to wonder who he will defend that title against June 9th at the Clash of the Champions. Make no mistake about it, the TV title will be on the line. We do not have his opponent named yet. In fact, we only have the one match announced so far, as Rick Steiner and Kevin Sullivan will challenge Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard for the World Tag Team Championships. Matches, of course, are still being signed. We will keep you posted once we have more information. This week in the World Wrestling Federation, tensions began to mount between Heenan family members, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, and the Intercontinental Champion, Ravishing Rick Rude. It was Paul Orndorff who injured Ricky Steamboat, hurting his neck on Saturday night's main event, and the following week, Ravishing Rick Rude defeated Steamboat for the title. And Mr. Wonderful wants his just desserts. He has demanded to either have a pay increase from Bobby Heenan or, get this, receive a shot at Rick Rude's title. We will stay tuned with what's happening on that situation. Speaking of Bobby the Brain Heenan, our featured match here in the World Wrestling Federation will see the new World Wrestling Federation champion Andre the Giant defend his World Heavyweight title against Don the Rock Muraco. Let's head down the ringside. And Muraco, of course, he's excited to get a world title shot here against Andre the Giant. This will be the first title defense for the new World Heavyweight Champion, who won that title on Saturday night's main event by defeating Hulk Hogan. And of course, shocking many fans in the process. Some fans were shocked that Andre was able to get the victory over Hogan. Some were shocked that he did so with minimal cheating. I mean, there was, of course, interference from Bobby Heenan. And while Heenan didn't physically get involved in the match, he definitely distracted Hogan enough for Andre to make a comeback. And I'm sure somewhere near an arena near you, there will be an opportunity for Hulk Hogan to regain that title. But there it is around the waist of Andre the Giant, a 5XL heavyweight championship strap has been extended to fit 5XL. And there goes Andre the Giant over the top rope wearing the World Heavyweight title. Can we have the crowning of another new World Heavyweight Champion in Don Muraco? Don Muraco, a former Intercontinental title holder himself. He has done it all here in the World Wrestling Federation.
Introducing the challenger from Hawaii, weighing in at 299 pounds, Don Muraco.
Muraco in the best shape of his life right now.
From Grenoble, France, weighing in at 520 pounds, he is the World Deep South Heavyweight Champion.
That prestigious Deep South World title.
Wonder of the world, Andre the Giant.
And Andre handing the title over to the look at the size of the title in Andre's hands versus the size of the title in the referee's hands. And the fans have risen on their feet Is it time for Muraco to take that next step? They lock up. And Andre with a hip toss takes over Muraco. And Andre slamming the head of Muraco into his knee. This match may not go very long as Andre, using his size to his advantage, and in control against Muraco in the early going here. Oh, and a big right hand by Andre. Muraco in trouble. That right hand across the chest of Muraco. Now Andre picking up Muraco for a suplex and down. In order for that suplex to land, he had to be lifted 7 feet in the air and then fall 7 feet. Muraco is in a world of trouble. Andre's biting the hand of Muraco. Goes for the cover. You're not going to pin Muraco by biting his hand. A kick out at 1, but maybe the damage done, maybe the mental damage done, as Andre the Giant looks like he's toying with his challenger here in this matchup. This match has been all Andre, a dominant performance. And Andre again biting the hand of Muraco. You're not going to beat Muraco by biting his hand, but you're going to injure and insult Muraco. And now a leg lock by Andre. Can Muraco make it to the ropes? This match might be over before it begins. Muraco trying to fight out of it. Oh, and a kick to the face, and finally Muraco with some room to breathe, and now working the arm of Andre. Nicely done by Muraco. Big splash off the ropes. And now Muraco trying to put away Andre into that splash. I'm not sure he's going to get all this. Goes for the cover, not even a 1 count. And Muraco shoved down to the mat. Andre having his way with the challenger here. This has been a very one-sided affair thus far. And Andre rolls over Muraco. Referee in position 1, and a kick out at 1 by Muraco. Muraco showing some fight. Can he make a comeback? As again, Andre using his weight. Oh, and a very big splash by Andre. I was going to say Andre using his weight to his advantage. Had that big splash across the chest, and Muraco is not moving. Andre toying with Muraco now, letting Muraco get back to his feet. And again, the head between the legs, the weight crashing down. Andre lines him up, drops the elbow. And that's all she wrote. That's how Andre won the title, and that's how Andre has retained his title here against Don Muraco. What a showing by Andre the Giant. I was expecting more from Muraco, but I mean, maybe I was false in doing that. I mean, Andre has been dominant, and he was dominant in this match, and he gets the victory over Don the Rock Muraco. And that's, hey, look, I'm not taking anything away from Don Muraco. He can win any championship in this promotion. In fact, he can even win the world title. I don't think he can beat Andre the Giant. And there's that big splash. I thought it was all over there. But there's the elbow that put him away. Here's a better angle. Look at that. The move that won him the title and the move that retained the title here against Don Muraco. Fans, don't go away.
And still, World Deep South Heavyweight Champion, the 8th Wonder of the World, Andre the Giant.
We'll be back with more. Total domination on the part of Andre the Giant in retaining his World Heavyweight title against Don Muraco. Hulk Hogan, of course, I'm sure was paying attention to that matchup. He is owed a world title rematch. When that match will happen, we don't know, but pay attention. I'm sure it's coming. Next week, we have a great program lined up for you as the superpowers of the American Dream Dusty Rhodes and the Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff are set to defend their U.S. Tag Team Championships against Varsity Club members Dr. Death Steve Williams and Captain Mike Rotunda. We will also see the debut of the Beast from the East, Bam Bam Bigelow, as he takes on the one-man gang. And we will also see Stan, the Lariat Hansen, take on Abdullah the Butcher. We thank you so much for joining us here. And on a side note, I would like to take this moment to thank the channel. We have reached over 500 subscribers. I'm so very happy and so very thankful for that. We are on our way to 1,000. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.